spit this pimping, man. Join the Patreon, links in the description. Only link there. Real quick video. Shoot back to the crib. Women will put it all on the line. They'll put their safety on the line. They'll put their bodies on the line for attraction. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's to the point where, you know, for them, attraction weighs everything. And how women think is this, man. It's like men think worst case scenario, right? You know, obviously when guys think with their penis, that's when it becomes a problem. Women are optimist thinkers by nature, because, you know, that's just how they are. And it's a lot of bailouts for women, and more than likely, you're more likely to stop and help a woman than help a guy, right? So they're optimists. They think best case scenario, all right? That's why you see more of them in the church than you see men, all right? So they will, you know, I was seeing a story about a woman, and she was with a guy, and then, you know, she went missing after a date, found in the back seat or something. Women, if they see attraction, they instantly feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? They feel comfortable, and they think like, well, this guy shouldn't be a bad guy. He should be morally right? He shouldn't drug me. He shouldn't take advantage of me. He shouldn't do this. I find him attractive. I'm already telling him basically subliminally, or I might have verbally told him that I'm giving him the ass. You know, why should he do it? I mean, women think it's la la land. You know, you have to be able to vet these guys out. You have to be able to vet people out. That's why I still believe in courting. You know, I might be in a minority, but at the end of the day, when you're young, you don't have anything to lose, you feel. But when you have things to lose and you have a reputation, I remember when I was younger, and I was at this bar, right? I'm not even gonna say the place I was at, but we're gonna say this bar. And I talked to this girl, right? I went up to her. I'm like, what's up? She was like, no, you know, I'm not interested or whatever. So I turned to her friend. She was like, well, I would have been interested, but I don't like that you chose her over me. You know what I'm saying? And I respected it, but I didn't care. When I was younger, when I was older, I would have never done that, right? I would have never turned to the girl right next to her and tried to get her. You know, when you're young, you don't really care. But at the end of the day, you know, women, y'all have to understand, you have to assume that these guys are bad. No matter how nice they are. And what's so funny, the nicer the guys are, the more skeptical the women are. The more asshole and more asshole, the more stern they are, the more comfortable most women are, right? And I told y'all, that's one of the reasons why women don't like nice guys. I've done a video on this, is because it seems they come off as disingenuous to give you the short, to give you the long version short. They come off very disingenuous, all right? And that's just the honest fact. But at the end of the day, women, attraction doesn't mean safety, right? Honestly doesn't mean safety. You know what means safety? You know what I'm saying? You doing your due diligence on this guy. Sometimes you got to test these guys. What's so funny is women will test the guy that they're not attracted to. They will know everything about the guy that they're not attracted to. Tell me I'm lying. They will background check him. They will see if he got a girlfriend. They'll be very thorough. And a guy that they on the line, they on the fence with, or a guy they don't like, they might just be on a change up. You know, they dealing with ball players, and now they might be saying, okay, now I'm gonna deal with a regular 9-to-5 guy. They look for any reason to disqualify a guy they really not into, honestly. And most guys don't even pay attention to it. They don't even pay attention to it. Most women don't even ask very, very intrusive questions to guys that they really, really attracted to. Now, when they're younger, when they get older, they might ask you a couple intrusive questions. Whatever they ran into before, married guys with STD, STIs, criminals. Maybe they was dealing with a guy, he was a criminal, he got jammed up and they didn't know it. Okay, those are the exceptions. They might ask you one or two, but when they really attracted to you, like if you don't pay attention to, oh, you always initiating contact, or you always got to ask her to spend time, or when you spend time, you always got to spend a dime. If you don't pay attention to those things, you know, it's been a lot of times where women have just literally, oh, I just want to come over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to see you, or I'm horny, or like just that. It don't cost me anything. But, and again, I don't mind vetting women because I don't just let anybody into my universe, into my world, into my home, into my car. No, thank you. You have to understand that you can't just allow anybody into your universe, into your car and house. That's how you get robbed. But when these women are just going off attraction. That's why they get pregnant by guys, and then guys switch up, or guys get the pussy and switch up. Guess what? If you vet them and you find out the guy actually fucking likes you, and you give him the pussy, and y'all still going out on dates, y'all still chilling, having a good time. Guess what? You vetted him. But attraction doesn't mean chemistry for women. Attraction doesn't mean safety. Attraction doesn't mean he's going to treat you right and not do you harm. Only way you really can find that out is with time, but also with asking questions. You vet that man like you vet the man that you really on the fence about, or you really find a reason not to be with. That's just the God honest. That's just the God honest truth. So y'all have to understand that. You have to understand that. And whatever you have to background these check, ask these guys their names and background check their. Now, I remember I was dating a girl a while ago. We went to the bar and she peeped my ID. She was like, "Oh, you are who you say you are," and woo woo woo. Like that type of stuff. You have to be on that time. Y'all have to be very observative. When you dating a guy, don't just say, "Oh, we talked and we FaceTime and I got in this car. He took me to go." No. Search that phone number. Get his real name. Background check his name. Check his social media. All that type of stuff. Your safety is on the line. Make sure your homegirls or your mom, your sister got your location. You got to make sure that stuff is true. Make sure y'all are compatible. Don't just think, "Oh, he looked good and I gave it to him because he looked good." And guess what? When a guy don't have to work for something and you give it to him, you make it easy for him. Why would I work for it? Only way he gonna really work for it after you give it to him easy, if it's fantastic. If it's something that he ain't had before, or down the line you prove that you're worthy. You prove that you're a worthy woman. You're worthy. And whatever that may be. So, like I said, I just wanted to share that with y'all, man. Like, I seen a girl, she get kidnapped or something happened on a date. Like, y'all gotta be vetting these, talking to these people, meeting people, and stop going to these guys' houses on the first link. You know what I'm saying? Stop leaving it. Like, it's a different day and time. I remember we used to go out and meet girls, and they used to come back to the house, or we used to go back to the homie house or whatever. But guess what? It was about 5 or 6 girls, about 5 or 6 guys. That's a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? And it was a whole different era too. So you must understand, you know, take precaution. No matter how y'all, "Oh, he all right, he cool." You don't know what these dudes into. You might be chilling in his house. He might owe somebody some bread. Ask the questions. Be just as intrusive with this man as you would with a guy you really don't want to be with. So women know when I say that what I mean. I do appreciate y'all for blessing me with the opportunity to serenade your ears with this game. I really don't make a lot of content for women, but I just seen that story and it broke my heart. Hit the link in the description. Follow me on X. No, hit the link in the description. Join the Patreon. Peace.